Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Marissa and today I'm going to be filming what's on my iPhone 2020, and this is actually a requested video, so thank you so much for sending in that request. I really love when you guys leave me comments for requests for videos because I know that that's something that you want to see rather than just making a video and hoping people watch it. So please, if you do have any video suggestions for me, leave them in the comments down below. Also, it's a fun fact, 95% of you are not subscribed to my channel, so please subscribe. It's really gonna help me in the long run, and I'm super grateful for everybody who subscribes and likes this video. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get started with what's on my iPhone. So this is my iPhone, has a cute little picture of Nala on it, and this is my case. So I got this case from Casemate, and I actually got it from TJ Maxx. I think I paid like $10 for it or something like that. This is the iPhone XS. I have not gotten the 11 yet just because I don't really want to spend the money on it right now, even though it does have like a much better picture quality and things like that. It's just not worth it to me right now while I'm currently paying off this one. So I still have the iPhone 10. And I do use a screen protector, a glass one, every time because it is just like the most safe that you can possibly get. And I do drop my phone a lot. This one is kind of cracked. You can barely see it right there. But I actually dropped it 2 times while on vacation. I freaking bought this glass screen protector yesterday because when we were at the tiny house, I dropped it on rocks and it shattered. And now I just broke it again. Oy vey. So yeah, that wasn't good. So I'm just not gonna buy one right now because neither of us is working. It's really a waste of money when it's just a tiny little crack in the glass. So I'm not really worried about that because the phone should be fine. It should just be the screen protector. So anyway, as far as actually on my iPhone, so like I said, it has my picture of Nala as soon as you look on the screen. And then once we open it up, so I really don't like those little folder things. If I have a folder thing, it's really for things that I do not use because I hate going into folders and looking for different things. So all of my apps are pretty organized. I really don't have that many, and they're just really in order of how often I use them. I don't feel the need for using folders because I don't have a lot of apps. So of course I have my iMessages, my calendar, which I don't really use, my photos. There's really not much on my photos. Like, it's mostly just memes and stuff because I haven't been doing anything for the past few days. So that's that. I have just a lot of like old stuff on here. And then I have, of course, my camera, my weather app. I do actually use the weather app a lot because in Atlanta, the weather is just so irregular here. It could be super clear and then it will be like super rainy, and the weather just changes every day. So I do use the weather app a lot to have some different places on there that we go to or have been to. I used to have a lot, and then Blake went in on my weather app and deleted them, so it's a little bit more organized. Oops, didn't mean to open that. And then, so I have my clock. Don't really use that either. I really just use it for alarms. I'm one of those people that has a ton of different alarms. But honestly, nowadays, I just set like 2 or 3 alarms versus like when I was in high school and middle school, I would set like 15 different alarms to make sure I woke up on time. So I'm definitely getting better about that. And then productivity, I have my wallet and my notes. My wallet just has my Apple card, which I honestly don't use that often. When I worked at Universal, I used it a lot because when you bought lunch and stuff, you were able to use your Apple Pay. So I used it like basically every day, but now I really don't use it that often. And then I have my notes. So I just have my 2020 reads. I have some bios I was working for on Instagram, travel bucket list. I just have like a lot of random notes in here, so that's super random. And of course, like the typical iPhone ones, like the App Store, my settings, my calculator, my FaceTime. In this random folder, I have stuff that I don't use either. I sometimes use Pages. I really only downloaded it because when I was in high school, I was using my iPad as a computer for a little bit, so I used Pages for like a Microsoft Word basically. And then I have my Kindle app, so I haven't been using it lately. It mostly just has books from when I was in college that I have not finished reading. There's a lot of good, like I was a cultural studies major, if anybody didn't know, so there's a lot of little book recs here if you'd like to check them out. And then we have iBooks. So I actually have been using iBooks. I bought Coconut Layer Cake Murder, and it was so good. I always told myself I would never use a book reader. I always wanted to use the physical copies, and I honestly loved the iBook so much because I could use my iPad, and the thing I loved about it the most was I could use it in bed while Blake was sleeping, and so he wouldn't really be able to see like the light that I was turning on if I was trying to read a book. So I really loved that. I'm going to talk about it more when I do my every book I read in 2020, which I know is a long way away, but just know that I do really like the electronic versions lately. I also have my podcasts. So some of my favorite podcasts are What We Said podcast. My sister runs one called Two Girls, One Plant, and I love that I love that podcast. And honestly, I don't love plants, which is what my sister talks about in the podcast, but I do love some of the other topics that she talks about, and they always revolve around plants, but I feel like I can still take part in the discussion. And like she had a green witch on who talked about astrology and like natural healing, and it was so interesting to learn about, so I really liked that. Now lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Ew. I also like the Melanie Avalon biohacking podcast. I know Melanie in person, so she's super sweet, so I like listening to that. That's pretty much it, honestly. I don't really listen to many others as of lately, so I haven't started. I have a couple suggestions from you guys from Vlogmas when I asked about podcasts, but I honestly have not gotten into them yet, but I definitely want to check them out because I do love podcasts. And then I have iMovie, which is what I use to edit my videos. So I have some of my old video projects on there. I used to use my laptop, and then unfortunately my laptop is too old and it wouldn't download the new software for iMovie. So I just started doing it on my phone. It's honestly really convenient. So I've just been enjoying that. I do have the Bank of America app. Of course, I'm not going to open it up and give away my account information, but I do have the Bank of America app, and it's super convenient because it has all my debit card information, my credit card information, so I really love it. Okay, sorry if the angle's a little different. I had to take a break for a second. So anyway, next up is Facebook. So classic Facebook. I'm sure you've used it. If you have not, I honestly like Facebook. There's like so much hate for Facebook lately, and I just don't know why, to be honest, because it's like I like the news articles, I like the videos and things like that, which you don't really get on Instagram. So I do like my Facebook. I use it a lot. And then I have Instagram, of course. So I mostly follow like Disney people and travel people, and yeah, that's basically it. So book people, that's what I follow on Instagram. Here's my little page, Little Miss Marissa. You can follow me if you would like to. I will have it in the description box down below. Here's some of our recent pics. And then next up we have ViscoCam. So that's what I use to edit all of my pictures. My filter that I like to use to keep it pretty consistent is HBI. I also use that to edit my thumbnails. So I might do a video about how I edit my pictures and how I edit my thumbnails in the future. And then of course I have YouTube. So the reason I have YouTube on my phone honestly is to check my account and to see how my views are doing for the day. So I usually check that like every morning and every night. And then I also have, of course, like my regular subscriptions and stuff like that. But I honestly don't watch YouTube too much on my phone. If I am using it on my phone, I'm probably at the gym because I usually watch YouTube on my TV. So that's pretty much how YouTube works on my phone. But I do use it sometimes on my phone, just depending on the situation. If I'm laying in bed and I don't want to get up to turn on the TV, I'll just watch it on my phone. Facebook Messenger, I honestly don't really use it. I have 15 messages. I should probably go see who sent me a message. I really don't use it that often. Credit Karma, again, I'm not going to share my credit score with you guys, but I do have it on there so I can check it regularly. And then I have the Clue app. The Clue app is so amazing. I've talked about it in previous videos before. It's basically a period tracker, but the thing I love about it is it tells me my fertile window, and I can track regularly my symptoms that I'm feeling. So it makes me feel a little bit less crazy to go in and like see like, okay, on what is this, on cycle day 16, these were the symptoms that I was feeling. And then in the future, when I'm looking on my map, or sorry, on my cycle, I see like the day number, and I can see like what I was feeling on different days. So I can kind of track my symptoms and see like, okay, if I have a headache, have I had this in previous months around this time, and kind of see like how I'm feeling in regards to that. So that's really nice. I also love that it has my fertile window on there, just so I know when I am most fertile. So that's really nice. It also tells you when your next period is going to start. So I love the Clue app so much. It is so good. And then I have Amazon, which I honestly don't use that frequently. So I thought that this said my address for a second. I was a little bit nervous. So yeah, I don't use it that frequently, but I do have Amazon on here for if I want to look for something in particular. And then I have Movies Anywhere. This is a really great app if you like to travel, because you can download a bunch of movies. So these are the movies that I have, and you can download these to your phone so you can watch them while you are on the plane or other places where you don't have service. And it's just nice to have all my movies on here. I also have the app on my TV, so it's really convenient to be able to just go into my TV and pick which movie I want to watch, rather than like finding the DVD and all of that stuff. I know, first world problems for real, but I'm just saying, it's really convenient. So I really like Movies Anywhere. Then I have Google Maps. This is what I use to get anywhere that I have no idea where I'm going, so I use that. Then I have Disney Emoji Blitz, which is super fun. It's pretty much the only game that I have on my phone, and it's really fun to play. So it's basically like a Candy Crush type of game where you're making matches and things like that. But the reason I like it so much is because it does have events pretty frequently. Like right now they're having the Rapunzel. I don't know why I just showed you my phone because there's a screen recording right here. But they're having the Rapunzel event right now. And the cool thing is you get to collect a bunch of different emojis. So they all have different powers, and it's really fun to say like that you have collected a certain character or things like that. So I really enjoy it. It's super fun. There's a bunch of challenges, and there's a leadership board, which I'm in the top right now, woohoo! And then there's like item collections, and you can use all of these emojis on an emoji keyboard, which I don't really use because it just takes up too much space on my phone, but a lot of people I know do use it, so that's cool. Then I also have 23andMe. I guess I'll show you real quick. It doesn't really have that much personal on it, but it shows me like all of my ancestry. And then something that I really love is it has ways that you can explore your ancestry. So Spanish and Portuguese, it has like different trips you can take. It shows you which regions that you're from, which I really love. So here's the map of Spain. It shows that my ancestry is most common in the Canary Islands and Andalusia, and I really love that. It has that for all of my ancestry, so I can go in here to British and Irish, and it shows me that most of my ancestry is from Greater London, which is super cool to see all of the places that I'm from. For when I take a trip one day, I'd love to go visit those places. And then it has a family tree. Obviously, I'm not going to show that because it does have information from my relatives that might not want to be in the video. And then it has a DNA relatives list, which I would show you. But like I said, there's a bunch of people that I don't even know on here because it has like distant cousins. I have like 5,000 relatives on here because people are getting kits like every day. So it's super cool to be able to see who I'm related to. And then I have Neanderthal ancestry. So that's pretty cool. It shows you like how many Neanderthal variants you have. So I have 267, which is 61% of 23andMe customers. Neanderthals are basically like ancient humans who like first started modern humans. It says 40,000 years ago because they interbred with each other. So I don't have very many. I have a lot less than most people. It has your paternal haplogroup, your maternal haplogroup. Just has a bunch of cool things on here, honestly. You can also take like you can take different surveys that they take to study genes. You can also upgrade to different kits and get like a health kit and things like that, so that's cool as well. And I don't think you have to resubmit your DNA because if you choose to store it, they already have it, so they can just run your samples with the kits that you decide to buy. Next I have Google Music. So Google Music, is what I use for all of our music, because Blake and I could just share one account, and that's really nice. Unlike when we had Spotify, you could only listen like one person at a time. So how is it not true? Okay, so Google Music is cheaper, actually. But here are some of my playlists. So I have a Broadway and Disney playlist. That's what I listen to pretty much the most often. I also like the Jonas Brothers. I have spa music for the bathtub. So that's basically what I have on Google Music. Then I have my Hot Schedules app. I am a bartender, so that is what I use to figure out when my shifts are. I'm not going to open it because it's going to show where I work. So, but that's my Hot Schedules app. I have my Xfinity app, so that just shows like how much data we're using for our Wi-Fi and how the connection is strong. I also have Pinterest on my phone. I don't go on it as often as I probably should. I really only go on to plan trips. So it has Nashville trip, Atlanta travel, honeymoon, wedding ideas. That's really all I've used this for. So that's pretty much it. I really use Pinterest when I'm traveling because it's so convenient. Like if I say like Vegas travel tips, there's so many good ones in here, or Vegas food guide, food bucket list, there we go. There's so many different ideas. Oh my gosh, look at this, Instagrammable foods in Las Vegas. That grilled cheese looks amazing. So that's the reason why I love Pinterest. It's really convenient for helping me plan my trips. And then I have, oops, that's the wrong one. And then I have InstaSize. So InstaSize I use to edit my thumbnails. So that's how I get all my thumbnails to have the words on them. And I just use the free version. I might get the paid for version one day, but the free version has worked very well for me. So I just use that. And then I have my documents. This is how I download music from YouTube to use in my videos. That's pretty much all that I use this for. I also have Disney Plus on my iPhone, which I don't really use on my iPhone, to be honest. I downloaded it for the video I did when I did, what was it called? Disney Plus review or something like that, and then I just never deleted it. I probably should, because it would free some space up on my phone, because I really don't use it. I occasionally will use it in the bath, but I usually watch YouTube videos in the bath. And then I have Anchor. So Anchor is what I use to record my new podcast, which I have not talked about yet in the videos, but I am starting a podcast, a Disney podcast. So if you want to check it out, it's called The Mouse Club. You can find it on Anchor, Google Podcasts, or Spotify, but I'm not gonna really share too much about it yet until it's on Apple Podcasts, and then I'll probably do a separate video about my podcast and what it's really about. But I really love Anchor. It's so convenient. It has my my podcasts. It shows how to edit. It also helps you get sponsors, and it has a bunch of free music and tools, and then you can also search for other playlists as well, so I really enjoy that. And then I have Spotify. I really only have this downloaded so that I can see my podcast. So that's the only reason that I have it on my phone. Once I get it onto Apple Podcasts, I'll probably delete the Spotify app, to be honest, because I just don't use it. And of course I have my phone, my Safari. Let's see what I most recently searched. Lori Hernandez. I was going on a little searching spree earlier. And then I have my email, which I have way too many emails that I have not opened yet. And then iTunes, of course, which does not have anything too exciting on it because I have not downloaded music on iTunes in a long time. So anyway, guys, that is really it when it comes to what is on my iPhone. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing what's on my phone. Hopefully it can help for those of you who are in quarantine to maybe find some stuff to do on your phone in your house. So that is what I have. And anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see in future videos. And I will see you on Thursday with a vlog. Bye!